Oh, hey, we're going to do another full self-driving video here. It's 10.69.2.3. I just got an update today. Woke up and there it was. It's always exciting to get that new update, especially with the full self-driving beta. And it has a ridiculous amount of technical updates, such as improved geometry error of ego-relevant lanes by 34% and crossing lanes by 21% with a full vector lanes neural network update. So, if you know what that means, comment below.
Hey, we're here with the update video for the new update 10.69.2.3. And as we comment here, the vehicle does it correctly. It goes into this lane, but I stop it and go into the correct lane. That's more for the school, but technically it did okay. It went into the first available lane and then moved over as I tried to do the next time. A little bit of fast forwarding here, but this video is unique because it is during Cruising the Coast. So if you're only watching to check out all the antique cars, unique cars, this is the Cruising the Coast event. I'm traveling up and down 90, and you'll see a lot of that in the video. This one barely nudges past this vehicle to get into the left lane. It loves the left lane. A little bit faster video here. Not much to see. Here's where we get onto 90. The main venue for Cruising the Coast. Now, here's where you can see the intention line go crazy. It was going to try to do a U-turn, but then right at the last minute, the intention line just started waving back and forth. So being that oncoming car was there, I knocked it out and took over. Now this one, I don't think it realized there was a light there. I started self-driving while it was at a weird angle to the light, so I'm not gonna fault it too much there. This is a very odd red light stop here. There's just a very small amount of road that comes off of the feeder road. So it was pretty scary right here. It kept trying to go, and I wasn't sure if it was just doing a little creep, waiting for the green, or if it was just thinking that it was an unprotected turn. And it was at the last point, you'll see here soon, it just kind of made up its mind that it was going, so I just stopped it. And then once the light turned green, I reactivated full self-driving, and it took over from there. But I don't think if it realized that it's stopping for a red light, that the cars would turn blue. Right now it's trying to find a gap, but the light's red, so it shouldn't be looking for that gap. Once they finally get a red light, there's a Cruising the Coast car there, a Mustang, oh, another one. Bunch of them going to an event, probably doing some burnouts. Once they get the red light, the opposing traffic starts to come, and that gives the car its opening. So it starts to move there, so I stop it. I figure it's just trying to take off and go right through the red light. But again, that odd angle, I'm not going to fault it too much there. Alright, this is the section where we're heading down to, I'm trying to get to the Cruisin the Coast event downtown Ocean Springs, where it's very narrow. There's a lot of cars parked on either side of the road. There's a lot of pedestrians, and I was going to run it down there to see how it reacted to all that going on. But when we get to the turn, it's closed, and it wants to turn into a barricade. So we stop it and route around it. Again, I'm keeping a lot of this video where normally I'd just fast forward or cut it out because of all the Cruisin the Coast scenery that some of you may be tuning in for. So enjoy the views. Thanks for watching. This is a 360 cam mounted right on top of the vehicle, as you can see. But I keep it locked forward. There were no reactions or anything going on behind me. Interesting. Alright, that's where I stopped it, and it either would have sat in front of the barricade and stopped, or just went back into the lane to get around the barricade, from what I've seen in other videos. This is the 26th annual Cruisin the Coast that happened October 2nd through 9th, 2022. Alright, this is interesting. It said that it couldn't complete the maneuver, take over. It has something, I don't know if it really doesn't like these U-turns in the median here, because here it looked like it was trying to go just make that left turn into the street, but you'll see later it avoided a median U-turn and just took the back roads route. I'm thinking that it may choose a different routing when it's in full self-driving to take an easier route. That's just a speculation. Here I changed the destination to the Aldi supermarket so I can test out some summon work, which I'm happy to report worked really well, and I'm guessing it was because of the update, but it connected really nice, worked perfectly. A lot better than the last test I did with it. Got another one of those tests coming up in the next video. The next issue is when we get to the Aldi supermarket, it tries to do a turn in the median, and it does it properly, the legal way, and that's not how most people perform that turn. Most people will get into the closest part of that turn lane. You're supposed to go to the middle and go around each other, but that's not how everyone does it. And you'll see that here shortly. I do take over because there's an oncoming car that I don't want to upset or annoy or inconvenience. A lot of Corvettes in this year's event. And this video is sped up. It's just a little bit more than 100. It's on 110% because I wanted to keep the ability to view the traffic without compromising the length of the just boring driving. I think a good balance was there with 110%. here's that turn I was talking about. See, it gets right into the middle of the median. Which is mostly correct, especially with that car there. We're turning around it. But I was expecting it to make a U-turn here, but as you can tell by the map, it's going to do some weird U-turn through a business parking lot. So I just pull out, get on the other side, and restart FSD. And it takes over from there, enters this bank parking lot. I get too nervous at this upcoming curb that I think it's going to hit, so I move the steering wheel and it cuts it off. Then promptly restart it and it takes over. I mean, it works, but why wouldn't it? I don't know if it just can't perform a U-turn, or it just likes taking the more seemingly easy route, easier than doing a U-turn. But here you'll see that a car is coming up quite expediently, and it takes off right in front of it. Now, I was too nervous. I could have let it go, and it may have gotten the speed it needed, because it does have the ability to get on it pretty quick. But I just didn't feel comfortable enough. Took over and gave it the gas to avoid that car from hitting us from behind, or just annoying other drivers during this testing phase of full self-driving. So I was going too fast to make the turn. So down the road I reroute it, and to confirm my theory, it picks up the back roads to go back to that location. Instead of making a left U-turn and then going through that same situation, it chose a back route on a less traveled road, which worked fine. It does have to make that right turn into traffic again, which it did well. And again, if you're new to full self-driving beta or the Tesla or both, you'll notice that blue little circle above the speedometer, blue steering wheel. When it's lit up blue, that means the car is in control. It's doing the driving. Also, that blue line in front of the car on the display on the left, when it grays out, that's when I take over. Now, by the looks of the camera angle and spherical fisheye here, it looks like there may be enough room, a lot of room, to go to the right of that vehicle and make the right turn. But in real life, as you see, when it gets closer to the stop sign, you'll see it's not as much room as it looks here. But the car is in control, and it didn't feel like there was enough room. But it just kind of interesting stop sign run. I was waiting behind that car so close. I was okay with that. And this begins the summon portion I took over here. The gray lines mean that I'm in control. I was going to park here for summon, but I didn't want it to run into that tow truck and get stuck trying to figure out what was going on, so I moved it over to the other side. Auto park has been notoriously slow in the past. I think this time I tried it seemed to go a little bit faster. Now this is a little sped up video, so not a good indicator here, but it did seem like it was just a little bit faster. Now start the summon, and you'll see a pedestrian move out. And for some reason, it looks like the car follows this pedestrian. Comes from the right side of the lane that it's supposed to be in, and just moves over into the left, following this, tracking this pedestrian. But I do have the come to me button selected, so it's just coming straight to pick me up. I never let go of it. It stayed behind the pedestrian. Thank you for your service, ma'am. Being a moving decoy to test out the beta features for Tesla. That was the most successful, most immediate connection to summon that I've ever had. That was perfect. Hopefully that's an upgrade. That's one of the upgrades we talked about. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.